Hey everybody, this is Leon the Star, and in this video I'm going to show you how to trigger infinite size samples on the Electribe Sampler 2, how to trigger loop samples with different sizes on a single bar pattern. Why a single bar pattern? Because it's very simple to manage a single bar pattern. Of course, you have four bars, 4 pages, but I think the power of the Electribe is that it's very easy to manage just 1 or 2 bars. The moment you start manage to program 4 bars, it's very cumbersome, I think, in my opinion. So I really prefer to keep it simple. I think this is where the power of the Electribe is. And yeah, a bit of background. I was watching Snow Metal's excellent workflow video, his 2023 workflow video for the Electribe. I really liked it, very inspiring. It's, you should really check it out. Check the link below. And I was thinking a bit, as many times I'm talking with Snow Metal about, how to get out the most of this machine. And yeah, I have always wanted to combine different loop size samples and without having to enter a lot of notes. I basically wanted sort of a multi-track player of infinitely looping samples. So that has always been on my wish list. And I think I have figured it out based on another trick I found out. It's basically the infinite chord trick, which I now extended to samples as well. Maybe other people have already shown this, maybe not. But yeah, I just want to remember and remind myself how I did it. So here it goes. So here we have a pattern. Let's go to this one. Let's clear it. Boom. And let's or maybe let's go for this one actually. Okay, so we go into chord mode. If we want to have an infinite chord which only triggers once, what we have to do is set the first of all set the length of the pattern to 4. Okay, it's already there, great. Then we record it. Okay, so I think I missed a couple of notes. Very important is that you afterwards you do a small check that all the notes are set to tie. So many times the last and the first notes are not set to tie. Oh, there's a missing one here. That's interesting. Yeah, sometimes you have to wiggle a note and then it suddenly magically turns on. This is a bug, I think. I don't know why this happens, but sometimes you have to, activate the note again. But anyways, we were just checking the tie. Okay, this seems to look pretty okay. So now what we can do is we can now just go to the to change the length. Now it will sound like this. You see, this is basically the soul of the trick, which I'm going to show you soon with samples, but it only triggers once, this note, because the first note is set to tie and all the other notes in all the other bars are also set to tie. And this is very important. Even though we've set the pattern size to 1, you have to set the other notes, they have to be at tie. Otherwise, it won't work. In a similar way, what is also cool, like also if you set the last step to 0, then it still works. Okay, so there's that. This is really cool, I think, because it saves you from a lot of work to create some kind of background. You can set up a bit of modulation. Yeah, I think it's really nice. A bit of modulation here. This one. Okay, so this is great. So we have an infinite background now with this trick. Here's just a beat, and we're gonna now, here comes the real trick. Now we're gonna introduce an infinite, well, in theory it could be a very, very long sample, a 64 bar sample, and we're gonna loop this infinitely. So let's pick the sample. This sample is this one, and I actually exported it on my laptop because it's very important that it's perfectly cut. So this is cut to 120 BPM. Here is how it sounds. Oh, that's... So this doesn't fit in the one bar, but with the trick I just showed you, it does. Let me just first go to, there's something you need to make sure is that the sample is actually looped. So now this is looped. If it's set to 0, it is looped. If not, you have to go in and fully set it to 0 while holding Shift and then the knob. That goes much faster. So this is great. Just make sure it's looping. Now, what we're gonna do is, again, just like the other infinite chord, we're gonna set the length of this pattern to 4, and now we're gonna record it. Okay, so now we're going to dive in and make sure that all these, we're going to check, are all these notes set to tie? Well, this looks good. This is great. Okay. Here again, now for some reason it turned off. I don't know why that happened. Maybe a bug. Anyways, I just turned it on by wiggling the note. So this all seems nice. Okay. And now let's go in here to see if the last note is also set to tie. Okay, this is great. I think we're ready to go. This is great. And now we can just set the pattern length back to 1. And you actually, this is optional. You don't have to do this. I just prefer to have my patterns very, very simple. And now it should play. Let's turn off this chord, which was a bit off anyways. Now it should play infinitely. There you go. This is it. And so you can now put on all these channels different loop sizes. This is very cool. Okay, this was a lot of fun. I hope this helps you, and I hope you can make a lot of cool music with this technique. Okay, see you in the next video. Cheers!